Hi, good morning, everyone. In today's class, we are going to go ahead and talk about Serrano, chapter number 5. Right, beta? Acha, let's start, huh? So, Serrano, chapter 5. So, chapter 5 of Serrano, it talks about supply functions for labors and savings. So, chapter 5 is supply functions for labor and savings. Supply function for labor and savings. ठीक है बेटा, अच्छा शुरू करते हैं. Try to understand first of all what is the supply of labor. See, when I talk about supply of labor, we want to go ahead and want to understand what is the decision making of a household. Who is going to supply labor? Households will supply labor. But when I think about the decision making of the household, मतलब decision making of an individual, try to understand कि ये जो decision making है, it has two important aspects. I am getting affected by two important aspects. वो कौन से दो aspects होंगे? I am getting affected by number one, how much is my consumption? एक household को क्या चाहिए? कि वो अपनी consumption को maximum कर पाए, है ना? So an household gets affected by the amount of the consumption. Second, household को क्या चाहिए कि वो अपने leisure hours enjoy कर पाए, है ना? So household is affected by the amount of leisure hours that you have. So ये दो चीजें जो हैं ये household को positive utility देती हैं. They give household positive utility. कौन सी दो चीजें बेटा? The amount of consumption and the number of leisure hours. अब ध्यान से समझने की बात है कि जैसे जैसे मैं अपना लेजर बढ़ाऊंगी, एज आई इंक्रीज माई लेजर, आई रिड्यूस माई वर्किंग आवर्स. इफ आई रिड्यूस माई वर्किंग आवर्स तो मेरी जो अर्निंग्स होंगी वो कम हो जाएंगी. इफ मेरी अर्निंग्स कम हो जाएंगी तो मेरी कंजम्पशन ऑटोमेटिकली कम हो जाएगी. सो एज आई इंक्रीज लेजर, आई विल हैव टू रिड्यूस माई कंजम्पशन होल्डिंग ऑल अदर फैक्टर्स कांस्टेंट. तो ये चीज हमें समझने की जरूरत है कि इंक्रीजिंग लेजर मींस डिक्रीजिंग वर्किंग आवर्स एंड डिक्रीजिंग वर्किंग आवर्स मींस डिक्रीजिंग wages you earn, not rate, which means decreasing the amount of consumption. ठीक है बेटा? अच्छा, एक और चीज इसमें समझने लायक है, वो है the concept of non labor income. So imagine that my grandfather is very very rich. अब अगर मेरे grandfather बहुत ज्यादा अमीर होंगे, if he will be very rich, then beta he will give me a lot of his money. Does not mean I'm working, but I will still have good car. I will still have a good house to live in. So the non-labor income also plays an important role in this entire aspect, and you must go ahead and understand that also. ठीक है बेटा? अच्छा, एक और चीज है जो यहाँ पे समझने की जरूरत है, वो है इम्पैक्ट ऑफ, ये सब हम इस लेक्चर में पढ़ेंगे, इनकम टैक्स on the working decision. बेटा जैसे जैसे गवर्नमेंट आपको टैक्स करती है, as the government taxes you, your incentive to work reduces. Imagine, suppose I am earning 100 rupees. If I have to pay 10 rupees tax to the government, तो मेरी कितनी net income होगी? 90. But if I have to give 60 tax to the government, what will be my net income? 40. So beta, if my net income reduces, जैसे यहाँ पे हो रहा है, my net income is reducing. So if my net income reduces, will I have incentive to work? I will not. So ये chapter में हमें ये भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा कि how taxes affect my incentive to work. कैसे जब taxes impose किए जाते हैं तो हम जो काम करना चाहते हैं वो कम होता जाता है. It reduces my incentive to work. That is also something that you have to go ahead and study. Is that clear? Acha beta, let us start this chapter now. So start the chapter by the topic choice between consumption and leisure. So यहाँ पे हम ये बोल रहे हैं कि we have to choose between consumption and leisure. ठीक है बेटा? So again, I will start by explaining you that any individual has a limited time. उसके पास 24 घंटे ही हैं, right? So an individual has limited time in a day. बेटा ये जो 24 hours हैं individual के पास, he has to allocate this between working and not working. So he must allocate this time between working and not working. हाँ बेटा, if he works, suppose, तो 24 hours हैं, इसी को मेरे को काम करने और ना काम करने के बीच में डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करना है. So if he works, he earns wage, है ना बेटा? और इस wage से he can do consumption, from which he can consume. So काम करेगा तो wages मिलेंगी तो consumption होगी, इसीलिए लोग काम करते हैं. But at the same time, but when he will go ahead and work, his leisure hours will reduce. But supplying labor will reduce his leisure hours. अब समझने की बात है, चाहे लेजर हो या कंजम्पशन, दोनों ही इंडिविजुअल्स को पॉजिटिव यूटिलिटी दे रहे हैं. Whether it is leisure or consumption, both of them are giving the individual positive level of utility. Very important to understand, है ना? So बेटा leisure जब increase होगा, it will increase the utility of the consumer. और जब consumption increase होगी, it will also increase the utility of the consumer. So both of them are increasing the utility of the consumer. Okay. Okay. Now, let us try to understand through some symbols. So let's say that C beta, it stands for consumption. Okay, ji. And let's say that P, it is the price of consumption. Okay, beta. Let's say L, it represents leisure, right? And let's say that T represents the total number of hours. So beta, for us T is 24 hours, no? एक दिन में तो 24 hours ही होते हैं. So for us T can be 24 hours. And let's say that L represents the hours of work. So beta, can I say, ध्यान से समझना, can I say that total number of hours must be distributed between leisure and work? So ये जो 24 hours हैं, this is capital L plus small l. Small l is the number of hours of work you have, and capital L is the number of leisure hours you have. ये clear हो गई बात हमें? अच्छा बेटा, अब आगे समझते हैं. Now I want to go ahead and talk about the budget constraint. But what is budget constraint? Budget constraint says P1 x1 plus P2 x2 should be less than equal to income of the consumer. In our case, what is good one? But a good one is nothing but consumption. That is C. But what is good two? good to is nothing but leisure. है ना बेटा, ध्यान से समझना है. I will explain through two methods. दोनों methods ही correct हैं. You have to try and understand which method you want to employ. ठीक है, समझो बात को. बेटा, good one is consumption. Consumption is represented by C. Beta, good two is leisure. Leisure is represented by capital L. ठीक है बेटा. Each hour of leisure has an opportunity cost. जब भी आप leisure enjoy करते हो, you are giving up on your income. You are giving up on the money you could have earned. So for every hour of leisure that you enjoy, you are not able to earn any money. So beta, leisure की opportunity cost होती है और ये होती है the wage rate given up per hour. So if you enjoy leisure for 10 hours, अगर आपने 10 घंटे leisure enjoy किया, it means that for those 10 hours, you are giving up on the money you could have earned. जो पैसा आप कमा सकते थे, वो पैसा आप give up कर रहे हो, right? So the price of leisure, that's the wage rate, the money you give up. And the price of consumption is P. I've already written that. बेटा यहाँ पे इनकम पूछी है ना, तो यहाँ पे जब हम इनकम लिखते हैं ना, सो वी राइट इनकम थ्रू द टोटल इनकम. किसके थ्रू लिखते हैं? थ्रू द टोटल आवर्स. सो बेटा टोटल आवर्स कितने हैं? कैपिटल टी. सो इनकम हमेशा इस उस पे लिखी जाती है कि व्हाट इज द टोटल मनी यू कुड हैव अर्नड. तो इफ आई वुड हैव वर्कड फॉर टी आवर्स, मतलब 24 hours, each hour would have given me W. So this is my total money possible. It is my total money possible or my total income possible. ठीक है बेटा. So अब क्या हो गया? If I put all these values here, क्या आ जाएगा? P into C plus W into L. मैं less than equal to लिख रही हूँ W into Clear हुई ये बात बेटा? Is everyone clear with this? हाँ, अच्छा. Now just think about it. बेटा, many of you will not be able to interpret this. You will say, मैम क्यों यहाँ पे हम full hours ले रहे? क्यों सिर्फ working hours नहीं ले रहे? So no problem. We can always go ahead and we can rewrite this equation. कैसे बेटा? Let us take this part onto this side. So what will I have? P into C less than equal to W into capital T minus W into L. So beta, this becomes P into C less than equal to W capital T minus L. So beta, less than equal to W into small l. क्योंकि यहाँ से देखो, we said 24 hours total थे. It has to be accommodated between leisure and labor, है ना? So what is labor? Total minus leisure. So ये मैंने यहाँ पे लिख दिया, ये हो गया. Now try to interpret this. Beta, this is consumption. This is multiplied with price. That means this is my expenditure on consumption. This is my expenditure on consumption. Beta, this is wage rate. This is number of hours I work for. So can I say that this will be total money I earn by working? So I am saying that total expenditure I do on consumption, जितना भी मैं खर्च कर रही हूँ consumption पे, it must be less than equal to the money I earn. That's also correct. So this